7:30 this evening Central Time, trees down, wires down, and even reports of a roof ripped off the high school out there. There's a look at some of the storm reports we have for you and the map that kind of shows you where it happened. We're in western Iowa. There's Lake City right there, and you can see the storm report with the trees down, the power lines down, the roof damage, not just the high school sustaining damage, but we understand some homes as well. And when we last talked to Kelly Williamson, he was telling us that he saw some emergency folks shining a light on a house. He hadn't heard of any injuries up to this point. We hope that there aren't any, but they were definitely in the midst of doing a search and rescue when we last spoke to Kelly just a short time ago. But we're actually panning the camera now. You can actually see what Kelly's seeing there on the scene, and we're going to zoom out and show you what looks to be quite a lot of debris. We think that that's part of the actual roof that came off the high school. So a pretty serious situation, but thankfully we haven't heard of any reports of injuries as of right now. So it's pretty dark out there. It's going to be difficult to kind of ascertain the damage as of this point. But of course, the National Weather Service, they will likely send out a team eventually to determine exactly what took place here. There's a look at the high school, by the way. We're kind of zooming in on it for you right now. You can see some of the windows. Looks like we're blown out. We were just looking at what was the roof of that building to the left of it. So we're kind of zooming in a little bit closer to show you the actual school building and show you, basically what took place here with the tornado that touched down at 7:30 this evening. Not sure what the kids are going to do tomorrow. We still have to talk to some officials about what they're going to do as far as that goes, and certainly with a lot of power being out in the city, that's a huge concern as well. We do have some pictures from earlier, just kind of showing what took place here when we still had daylight, and you can see that house right there, and there's what's the roof, it looks like, kind of laying on some power lines there. You can see all the debris, some of the insulation just kind of strewn about on the street there as well. So again, the National Weather Service, they're going to look at some of this damage to determine, okay, on the scale from EF0 to EF5 being the worst, what was this that touched down just based on looking at the damage. But now we're back live for you. We're not able to talk to Kelly on the phone, but this is his picture, a storm chaser who just got there on the scene within the last half hour. Hopefully he's had a chance to maybe talk to some of the folks that are out there on the street. We hope to get you more information about what took place here in Lake City, Iowa. A lot of damage caused by a tornado touchdown earlier this evening. Stay right there. We've got much more on the aftermath, but also ongoing storms. Our severe threat is not over yet.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, variably cloudy with scattered thunderstorms. Low 76. Chance of rain 60%. Monday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Monday night, late night thunderstorms. Low 76. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Strongbow Hard Cider is ice. And an award for best tasting hard cider.
Have you got the shot yet?
Remember that thing about keeping your face behind the award? Strongbow.
Can't believe how good these Kevin Durant signature slushes are. Kev, show him how you dunk on a slush.
Yeah.
Waboosh!
Oh, is that it?
You really hang out with this guy?
Waboosh!
Up your game with the new Kevin Durant signature candy slush. This is how you Sonic.
True Green presents the Yardleys.
Sorry.
This is more than a lawn. This is a True Green lawn. Live life outside with True Green, America's #1 lawn care company. Spring is on. Start your True Green lawn plan today. True Green, live life outside.
We could tell you about the years of research and development. How we forged advanced high-strength steel to make the frame stronger yet lighter. The countless hours spent testing the suspension and tuning every sound from the engine to the trunk. But until you get behind the wheel, you have no idea. The completely redesigned Hyundai Sonata.
Across America, people like Basketball Hall of Famer Dominique Wilkins are taking charge of their type 2 diabetes with non-insulin Victoza.
For a while, I took a pill to lower my blood sugar, but it didn't get me to my goal. So I asked my doctor about Victoza. He said Victoza works differently than pills and comes in a pen. Victoza is proven to lower blood sugar and A1C. It's taken once a day, anytime. And the needle's thin. Victoza is not for weight loss, but it may help you lose some weight.
Victoza is an injectable prescription medicine that may improve blood sugar in adults with type 2 diabetes when used with diet and exercise. It is not recommended as the first medication to treat diabetes and should not be used in people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Victoza has not been studied with mealtime insulin. Victoza is not insulin. Do not take Victoza if you have a personal or family history of medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you are allergic to Victoza or any of its ingredients. Symptoms of a serious allergic reaction may include swelling of face, lips, tongue, or throat, fainting or dizziness, very rapid heartbeat, problems breathing or swallowing, severe rash or itching. Tell your doctor if you get a lump or swelling in your neck. Serious side effects may happen in people who take Victoza, including inflammation of the pancreas, pancreatitis, which may be fatal. Stop taking Victoza and call your doctor right away if you have signs of pancreatitis, such as severe pain that will not go away in your abdomen or from your abdomen to your back, with or without vomiting. Tell your doctor about all the medicines you take and if you have any medical conditions. Taking Victoza with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. The most common side effects are nausea, diarrhea, and headache. Some side effects can lead to dehydration, which may cause kidney problems.
If your pill isn't giving you the control you need, ask your doctor about non-insulin Victoza. It's covered by most health plans.
New Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray outperforms a leading allergy pill. Most allergy pills only control one substance. Flonase controls 6. So go ahead, inhale life. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Check this out. This is a picture of what we think is tornado damage in Delmont, South Dakota, where about 9 people were injured in this small town. Pictures of the damage, you can see that. The trees damaged, some buildings, about 20 buildings were damaged, including a church. And this is about 90 miles away from Sioux Falls in South Dakota. Look at those trees, definitely sustaining some pretty strong winds. And of course, the National Weather Service will determine exactly what type of tornado, if a tornado did indeed touch down here in Delmont, South Dakota. Now we bring you into western Iowa. We want to talk to a witness who actually witnessed this tornado in Lake City, Iowa. We're also looking at some of the damage right now. This is live. This is as it's happening right now. Austin is joining us on the phone. Austin, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so what exactly did you see? I know this tornado touched down at about 7:30 this evening.
Correct. Well, Kelly, we were headed just to the southeast, town, and actually we were trying to stay east of it, of course, because tracking northeast. And as we were heading east, we kind of just saw the bunch of vortices kind of coming up and down out of the wall cloud and all the funnels and everything, snaking around. And we actually saw one of the roofs out of one of the schools, just the southwest corner of town. It completely tore off, and as we came back into town after we got done chasing, it appears that it's pretty serious based off what we can see here.
Yeah, we're looking right now at a lot of debris out there on the roads. We understand a high school lost its roof, or maybe part of the roof?
That's correct. It looks like it might be part of the gym. I'm not from the town, actually. I'm from Omaha, but yeah, I just was chasing through here, and it looks like it might be part of the gym. Well, I don't have any confirmation on that.
We understand that, by the way, that there were about 100 people inside at the time, but fortunately no injuries have been reported as of yet. Austin, are you surprised given the kind of damage that you're seeing around town? So far, we haven't heard of anybody getting hurt by this.
Yeah, I'm actually very surprised that that nobody's been hurt by this, because by the looks of it, it's very serious what went through here. We started just northeast of Carroll, Iowa, actually chasing this, and that's when it very first touched down, and we followed it all the way up through here, and it just kept dissipating and coming back down. So it's very surprising that it hit this town and did as much damage as it did.
Well, I'm thankful that a lot of folks must have been seeking shelter at the time. And Austin, as we kind of pan around and look at some of the damage there in Lake City, Iowa, is it difficult getting around? And you know, I understand there's a lot of power that's been knocked out in that area as well. It's going to be tough getting back to work and school tomorrow, I would think.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Especially 8 miles even northeast of here, there's a town without power just from all the destruction. It's called, what was the town? Rockwell City, Kelly. And they're without power. And even after the initial tornado came through, they got golf ball to quarter-size hail in the area.
Wow, that's some pretty big hail as well. And, you know, what can you tell us about just the streets and trying to maneuver your way through the town?
It's very difficult to get in and out right now due to all the police presence and firefighters directing traffic around town. But as far as the streets look, there's a lot of insulation, tree limbs, power lines down. There's even right out front of the Stormview Live truck here, there's the roof of the school blocking the street. So it's pretty serious.
Have you ever seen anything like this, Austin?
You know, the last time I saw something as bad as this was last year in Pilger, Nebraska, where I'm from, or around that area. So, I mean, this is definitely the worst I've seen so far this year up north, definitely.
All right. Well, we're glad that you're safe. We're glad that the folks there are safe as well. And we're just kind of looking at the damage. Kind of hard to see, you know, because it's nighttime. But certainly what we are seeing, a lot of insulation strewn about on the yards out there, a lot of wires as well. I'm sure the officials are telling people to just kind of stay away because there's still a lot of debris and dangers that can certainly you can come across in a situation like this. But the National Weather Service, they'll go out there and survey some of the damage as well. We're not sure about what's going to happen with school for the kids tomorrow. You know, obviously with the school sustaining some pretty major damage, there may be some issues as far as that goes, and people just trying to get back to work and back to a normal life here after a tornado has come through Lake City, Iowa. So Austin, thank you so much for joining us. We've got our storm chaser Kelly Williamson out there as well. He's on the scene showing us these live pictures for us right here on the Weather Channel. We're kind of zoomed in on looks like a front porch of a home right there. You can see a lot of debris out in the yards, certainly a lot of cleanup having to take place, and we've got more scattered showers and thunderstorms in the forecast for this area over the next couple of days. Stay right there. We'll be right back.
We got the new Temperflex, and it's got the spring and bounce of a traditional mattress.
You sink into it, but you can still move around.
And now that I have a Temperflex, I can finally get a good night's sleep.
I flop down on the bed, and it's just like, oh, this is perfect.
Wherever you put your body, it just supports you.
Like little support elves are just holding you where it needs.
I can sleep now through the night.
Change your sleep. Change your life. Change to Tempur-Pedic.
In a matter of seconds, your life can change.
We had kids still in school.
And it just hit us.
This was it.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things are just going everywhere. It was a nightmare.
And then it was silent.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, variably cloudy with scattered thunderstorms. Low 76. Chance of rain 60%. Monday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Monday night, late night thunderstorms. Low 76. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
良質熟練の技革新1000年の歴史を持つ文化が最先端の製造技術を使うと待てよあれこれってクライスラー
Reliability is now an American thing. Introducing the all-new Chrysler 200, America's import. Find it at Chrysler.com.
One of the Foot's favorite rituals happens at the water's edge. Here they must look their best. Smooth, beautiful skin is an advantage. The others can only hide in shame. Introducing the new Dr. Scholl's Dreamwalk Express Pedi.
Be one with it, and it will be one with you. Be one with your tires, and the road will be one with you. Hang up tires.
You're finally here. Long way from the Sandlot. First game in the majors? You don't know ARP, because this family is enjoying a cross-country baseball stadium trip they planned online at AARP Travel. It's where your journey begins with inspiration, planning, booking, and hot travel tips from real pros. If you don't think seize the trip when you think AARP, then you don't know ARP. Find more surprising possibilities and get to know us at aarp.org/possibility.
Habitat for Humanity of Palm Beach County is a nonprofit organization dedicated to bringing people together to build safe, decent, affordable housing to serve low-income and hard-working families in our community. You can help Habitat's mission through home sponsorship, monetary donations, volunteering, or by donating sellable household items and building supplies to our restores. You can learn more at habitatpbc.org.
Termites like to use stealth. They live underground and build mud tubes, little tunnels made of chewed wood, mud, and I say this delicately, their poop. To sneak into your home. But I know all about their covert operations. Using my flow meter, I apply the proper amount your home needs to help keep them from breaking and entering. To catch a pest, you have to think like a pest. Not just for any home. For your home. Orkin, pest control down to a science.
Monday morning, after an all-season weekend, severe storms, a tropical system, and feet of snow. What's waiting for us on Monday? We'll track it for you starting at 5 on Wake Up with Al and AMHQ at 7.
Welcome back, everyone. We've got breaking news. We are on the scene now of some very bad damage that took place in Lake City, Iowa from a tornado touchdown, including a high school that lost at least part of a roof, maybe the entire roof, maybe the roof of a gym is what we're being told by witnesses there on the scene. We, of course, will get more information for you on what exactly took place here in western Iowa at about 7:30 Central Time is when that tornado touched down there and caused all that damage. We are still watching out for more severe weather, flooding, really just another form of severe weather as well. We've got flood watches in effect still for the southern plains, and we've already had high water rescues taking place in northern Texas, north of Denton earlier today, numerous rescues. There's a look at the flood watches from northern Texas through eastern Oklahoma, much of Arkansas watching out for flooding tonight, as well as southwestern Missouri. The ground is saturated. We've had a very busy week of severe weather, and several inches of rain have come down. Even just today, we're talking 6 to 10 inches of rain. So these showers and storms kind of training over the same areas over and over again. You can see just to the north and west of Dallas, a half a foot of rainfall just in the last 12 hours. And just to the south of Dallas, talking about well over half a foot as well. Take a look at our forecast. Additional rainfall that we're going to see, at least 3 inches in that yellow, even 5 to 8 inches are possible in that area shaded in orange across deep South Texas. Our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes, joins me now here in the lab. And Greg, it's been a very busy day. I know you've been kind of going over the severe weather reports. A lot going on.
Yeah, indeed. We have had now 25 reports of tornadoes today. That doesn't mean individual tornadoes, but how many reports have come in, beginning with tornadoes before noon. We're up in southeast South Dakota. Delmont, South Dakota had damage. And then this evening in Iowa, Lake City, Iowa, as you've been seeing, some of the chasers are showing us pictures of that. And then this big cluster is up near an upper low, South Dakota, Iowa, parts of Nebraska, etc. And then you see severe reports, hail, damaging winds, tornadoes all the way from Texas up into Illinois and Indiana. Here's the big spinning upper low that I've talked about. That's the cold pocket aloft that adds to the instability. Despite some kind of cool air at the surface, you still can get that instability by the cold air aloft, and you have that spin in the atmosphere, the dynamics, the forcing, as we call it. The big high top thunderstorms are the ones that are down here where it's warmest in Texas, and they're the ones that are producing the heaviest of rain, and they too have produced some tornadoes and some Here, still one severe thunderstorm warning not very far away from Des Moines, Iowa. You see the big swirl of clouds here spinning around that big upper low. Well, we've just lost our severe warning for the Des Moines area, but we'll continue to watch this line of thunderstorms crossing I-35 south of Des Moines. Still, there could be an isolated severe storm from that. These storms are along a cold front. There's an earlier round of storms that are pushing with lots of lightning over into southern Indiana. It's actually that round of storms this morning that came across parts of Missouri and eastern Iowa. And some of the rain from that has kept the temperatures down. Some of the clouds from that have kept the temperatures down and helped some of these areas. So now 2 tornado warnings. We just lost one and just gained a new one. And a lot of flood warnings and a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings there in parts of Texas. So taking a look here, this is a big long-lived cluster of thunderstorms rolling now across Henderson and Van Zandt counties. Haven't seen a whole lot of wind reports with that. Have seen a lot of flooding reports with that. And what we certainly have is lots of lightning. Look at that. In the last 15 minutes with that cluster, over 2,000 lightning strikes. And that is now around Athens, Texas, heading over toward Tyler, Texas, about 10:49. On its heels, more and more storms along train tracks almost. McLennan County and all these counties here have that training and flash flood warnings. Mineola, you've lost your tornado warning there for Smith and Wood counties, but we do have a new severe thunderstorm, a new tornado warning that is over in the areas off into parts of Arkansas. Let me see if I can find that for you. Right around the Mount Ida area, we have a tornado warning for Montgomery, Scott, and Yell counties from that new rotating individual thunderstorm. Behind that, there are storms coming across. They're east of Fort Smith now, that LaFleur, Sebastian, Sequoia counties. Lots of heavy rain coming across there. More rounds of heavy rain across the area, Tallahena area, Latimer, Pittsburgh, Pushmataha counties, and continuing all the way back, finally ending near the Gainesville, Texas area. So, Kelly, a night that is going to see still more heavy rain, more water rescues, I'm afraid, and maybe still a little bit of severe weather ongoing. Kelly?
All right, Greg, thank you so much. Of course, we are still learning more about what took place in Iowa earlier this evening with a tornado touchdown there causing a lot of damage. We've got a storm chaser on the scene. We just talked to a witness as well. Lots of debris out there on the roads of Lake City, Iowa tonight. We'll have more information as the night goes on and still track more storms as well. Stay right there.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, variably cloudy with scattered thunderstorms. Low 76. Chance of rain 60%. Monday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Monday night, late night thunderstorms. Low 76. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
You are looking at water rescues that took place earlier today in northern Texas, all from several inches of rain that came down. This is Sanger, Texas, north of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. The Texas Air National Guard had to pull 2 men. You see them right there on top of the truck. This took place a few hours ago right here live on the Weather Channel. We were watching this unfold. Thankfully, those 2 guys were brought to safety, but even the rescuer himself looks like he got into a little bit of trouble there with that swift current out there. It's all part of a multi-day severe weather outbreak that brought severe storms, dangerous flooding, but also dozens of tornadoes from Texas on up into South Dakota. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Kelly Cass in the lab. We are here with you tonight as we track dangerous severe weather. Still some warnings out there. We've also got snow from Winter Storm Venus behind this severe system. Also what's left of Tropical Storm Anna that brought heavy rain and some wind to the Carolinas. Let's take you now into western Iowa. Some live pictures courtesy of a storm chaser on the scene. Kelly Williamson just got there not too long ago, showing us some of the debris that's out there on the ground. A lot of power lines down, power outages being reported, and even damage to a high school. This is in Lake City, Iowa. Reports of a roof just ripped off homes as well as that high school. Wow. Well, we still have the ongoing severe weather threat tonight. This is a look at where we do have tornado watches in effect from eastern Texas into western Arkansas, southeastern Oklahoma as well. Tornado watch goes until 11 o'clock Central Time. That means conditions are still favorable for more tornadoes to develop, and already it's been a very busy day today across this region. Flooding is also a huge concern as well. Our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes, joins me now here in the lab to talk more about threat, really.
Yeah, at least 25 tornado reports already today. Hail up to softball size, a lot of flooding, water rescues, and now a brand new tornado warning. Montgomery, Polk, and Scott counties in Arkansas. Pretty well-defined supercell thunderstorm with that one. That's in this cluster of storms right about there, western parts of Arkansas. You can see the spin in the atmosphere. That's the upper low, the surface low up in South Dakota. It spirals around down ahead of a cold front all the way down into the real rich temperatures and moisture in parts of eastern Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Texas that give these big orange and red high-top thunderstorms, and they're going to go through the night with that flood threat. No severe thunderstorm warnings now up farther to the north where it's not quite as warm or moist. Some thunderstorms, though, rolling through the Des Moines area at this point in time, and some thunderstorms rolling across from Illinois into southern parts of Indiana. No severe warnings on those, but we do have severe thunderstorm warnings in Texas and tornado warning there in west central parts of Arkansas, and in green, lots of flash flood warnings and many storms rolling over the same path. We call that training, as if the storms are on railroad tracks. That is a big problem yet tonight. Look at the hook echo here. This is brand new. Montgomery, Scott, and Yell counties heading northeast at about 30-35 miles per hour in the area north and west of Mount Ida, and tracking that one out. That will come toward, let's see, I need to take the warnings off so you can see where it's going, and that will be tracking toward the Little Texas area and the Bluffton areas. You see the times there in the box in the upper right. Little Texas about 11:23. This storm has pretty strong rotation. You can see the greens northbound, the reds southbound, and so this newly formed storm is pretty well rotating at this point. We'll have to continue to monitor that one pretty carefully. Bow echo, much different character. Occasionally some damaging winds with this, but especially torrential heavy rain as it moves across Henderson, Van Zant counties, and then there's a whole line of storms behind that across Corsicana, and lots of lightning with that. Over 2,000 strikes in the last 15 minutes. Some of those coming right across Athens, Texas, tracking this east. Tyler, Texas, about 10:49 as it moves and heads your way. So might be a good time to grab the flashlights. Even from the lightning or wind, you could lose power, and that train of storms behind that goes back into McLennan counties, so lots of flooding. There's been a tremendous amount of rain over the Hillsboro, Texas area as that big cluster went through, so all sorts of flash flood warnings. These storms had tornado warnings. They're no longer tornado warned, but these storms, which also had tornado warnings, no longer severe warned. They've gone past Fort Smith, but they're one of the big line of storms lined up that are giving flash flooding. So flash floodings, LaFleur, Sebastian, Sequoia counties, more storms there. A lot of them are Pittsburgh, Pushmataha counties. I'm getting tired. I just can't talk. And finally, the storms have run out of the Gainesville area, but the damage has been done. There's been tremendous amount of rain there in these areas. That's where some of the water rescues have been today. 6.8 inches by Doppler indications just the past 24 hours. There was that much yesterday also, so no wonder we have flooding. And this big cluster of thunderstorms that I was showing you, 7.4 inches. These are some of the storms around the Hillsboro area, maybe even 9.5 inches. So Kelly, it's a busy day, and tomorrow even more action. Not as big of a tornado threat, but from Michigan to Pittsburgh, down across the Tennessee Valley, down into Texas, probably a little east of where we're seeing the worst of the storms now, but heading down towards San Antonio. A chance of a tornado tomorrow, much lower than what we've seen today. Kelly?
All right, Greg, you have certainly been busy here, that's for sure. We do appreciate all your expertise, that's for sure. There have been several water rescues across the Dallas area. You just heard Greg talk about how much rain we've received over the area. People had to be pulled from their homes and even their cars as waters began to rise. Let's bring in Chief Ken Swindle with the Crum, Texas Fire Department. Chief, thanks so much for joining us this evening.
Oh, you're welcome.
How many rescues are we talking about? Because we're watching them live here on the Weather Channel.
Well, we started out with, we thought we had 2 that we were going to have to take out, and it ended up, we took 5 out of one particular area, and then we took out 1 in a separate area.
And some of these residents had to get to their roofs to be rescued, is that right?
That was correct, yes. The helicopter from Fort Worth, National Guard, those guys came in and picked them off the roofs.
Just incredible. You know, we're watching the footage right now. Was this a difficult rescue? Were there any problems in the way of some of these rescues?
I think just basically the logistics of setting everything up, having everything in place. We were really lucky that we had everything in good places, and things had been set up prior to, just in case. We had a lot of thought that this might happen in the next few days because of all the rain we'd been having, and we were lucky we had those guys in place, and everything just hit just right.
We are lucky to have you, Chief. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We're so grateful that a lot of folks were rescued and are doing well on this Mother's Day. We'll be back with more coverage of the severe weather right here on the Weather Channel, so don't go anywhere.
These days, you may be hearing more about data breaches in the news. It's possible your personal information may be at risk. Research shows that if your information is compromised due to a data breach, you are 6 times more likely to become a victim of identity theft. Now is the time to get protection. Sign up today, and LifeLock will begin monitoring your personal information, including your social security number, alert you about suspicious activity, and, if needed, take steps to help restore your losses.
You only have one identity. Protect it with the best. LifeLock.
Shopping for the family used to cause a lot of stress between me and my budget. But thanks to Fingerhut, we have found our happy place.
Life is definitely sweeter.
At Fingerhut.com, we got approved to shop with low monthly payments, over 200,000 items with brand names like Samsung, Dyson, DeWalt, and with great family stuff like this Samsung TV.
And even our yoga mats.
All you got to do is click on over to Fingerhut.com and get the credit you deserve to get all kinds of great stuff for the family.
One of the foot's favorite rituals happens at the water's edge. Here they must look their best. Smooth, beautiful skin is an advantage. The others can only hide in shame. Introducing the new Dr. Scholl's Dreamwalk Express Pedi.
Lowe's presents How to Plan for the Future.
Happy Valentine's Day. Happy birthday. Sorry I forgot our anniversary. Happy Mother's Day.
1.5 gallon hanging baskets, now just 2 for $16 at Lowe's.
In a matter of seconds, your life can change.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things were just going everywhere.
And then it was silent.
This was it.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 76. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Monday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Monday night, partly cloudy with a late night shower or thunderstorm. Low 76. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Fat Guys in the Woods, new season June 7th on the Weather Channel.
We could tell you about the years of research and development. How we forged advanced high-strength steel to make the frame stronger yet lighter. The countless hours spent testing the suspension and tuning every sound from the engine to the trunk. But until you get behind the wheel, you have no idea. The completely redesigned Hyundai Sonata.
Seal cracks and splinters with the ultimate do-over for wood and concrete. Don't replace, resurface. Behr Premium Deck Over, exclusively at the Home Depot.
Welcome back, everyone. We are following breaking news out of western Iowa, where a tornado has touched down and caused quite a bit of damage here. You can see all that debris strewn about on the roads. This is a live picture provided to you by one of our storm chasers, Kelly Williamson, who is on the scene. He got there, about an hour ago, and Kelly joins us now on the phone to talk more about the situation and what you've been seeing out there, Kelly, as you've just been kind of talking to folks and looking at all that debris. What are you finding out?
Well, I found out that this is their high school, and this is probably the most damaged building in town. The rest of the houses, they say it had some big trees down on them, and that was the majority of the damage. One good thing is nobody was reported injured so far.
Oh, that is the best of news, especially on Mother's Day, Kelly. We're very thankful to hear that. Now, earlier I was talking to you, and it looked like they were shining a light on a house, and you said that there might have been some search and rescue going on. Do you know if everybody's been accounted for? Have you been able to talk to the fire officials there?
Yes, I've talked to some of the firemen, and so far they have not found any injuries.
Okay, certainly some good news there. And you said a lot of damage to the high school. Of course, we're awaiting word on what's going to happen as far as, being a school day tomorrow, if they're even going to have school because of the damage. But from what you're seeing, with all the power outages and the trees and the wires down, it's going to be a tough go for folks trying to get back to work or school tomorrow, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Their roof's in the tree right there. So, but one thing that was good, I talked to them and they said they had 10 minutes notice that the fire alarms went off, and everything worked like it should.
Good, good. So everybody was seeking shelter as the tornado was approaching. If you could, while we've got you there, can you kind of move your camera around so we can kind of get a good feel and a good look at what happened there? Again, this is in western Iowa. This is in Lake City, where a tornado touched down at about 7:30, a little after 7:30 this evening Central Time. Kelly, right now, where your camera is pointed, is that the roof you were talking about that came off the high school?
Yeah, that's the high school roof right there. It's that's part of it there. The firefighters said when they first got here that it was up in the trees and over the power lines there that you're seeing. But this is a big cedar tree right here that we're looking at right now, and that's the roof laying on top of the cedar tree.
Wow, just incredible, what tornadoes can do, that is for sure. And we understand, by the way, that there were about maybe 100 people in the building when this tornado hit, and as you mentioned, no injuries reported. Now we're looking at the building. Is that the high school itself, Kelly?
Yes, that's the high school.
What do you see as far as the windows? Were the windows blown out? Is there a lot of glass everywhere?
I haven't walked over there, but just from looking from here, it looks like you can see the blinds look like they're tore back, and I don't think there's a window left in it.
All right, can you zoom in on the high school a little bit more? I know it's kind of hard. It's very dark out there, but you're actually giving us a very good picture of all the damage, that's for sure.
Well, the windows may be a little intact. It's kind of hard to tell from here.
Yeah.
That may be some windows out right there, but it's really kind of, I can see you can see the glass there. It looks like the windows are gone.
Wow. All right. A lot of cleanup for the folks there. But the important thing, Kelly, as you mentioned, nobody was injured or killed. That is certainly some good news. Kelly, thank you so much for being there for us. Our eyes and ears out there in the field where this tornado took place in western Iowa. By the way, Stewart Memorial Hospital has been opened tonight as an emergency shelter provided by the Red Cross. So if your home was badly damaged, there's a place you can go, Stewart Memorial Hospital. Again, we will continue our live coverage of severe storms. It's not over yet, folks. Stay right there.
Looks like the Garcias got a new car.
What'd they get?
I don't know.
Sure doesn't look like a Buick.
Buick.
I'm outside. Where are you? I'm right here. I'm in the Buick. I don't see a Buick.
Take a fresh look at Buick. It just might surprise you.
That's not a Buick. That's what I told him. Wow. This is nice. Oh, my.
During the Buick Spring Sales Event, get nearly $7,200 total value on specially equipped 2015 Enclave models.
And just like that, the snow is gone. And parkas become jackets. And sweaters go down for a long nap. And off you go. And your backyard gets a whole lot bigger. And you're running and climbing. And your gear gets lighter and trimmer and fitter and smarter. And now every frozen second spent willing this day to come is just a warm, fading memory.
What makes Lay's Kitchen different from the rest? We pride ourselves on bold, authentic flavors with the finest ingredients. The satisfying crunch and rich flavors of Lay's kettle-cooked chips. One taste and you're in love.
I will take beauty into my own hands. Olay Regenerist. It regenerates surface cells. New skin is revealed in only 5 days. Without drastic measures, stunningly youthful, award-winning skin. From the world's #1, Olay, your best beautiful.
Be one with it, and it will be one with you. Be one with your tires, and the road will be one with you. Hangup Tires.
Control the weather. That's looking good. So we build things to harness it.
That's awesome. They hit the water. Game on.
Up here in Southeast Alaska, Coast Guard's the last line up at fence.
This is about how far you can push yourself.
If you have claustrophobia, you don't want to be an Orkin, man. But this moisture meter lets me know I'm in the right place. Because for a colony of termites, these few drops are like the River Nile. But my specialized protection plan will help prevent termites from reaching this fertile valley. To catch a pest, you have to think like a pest. Not just in any home, in your home.
Nutrition Smart wants you to be smart with your nutrition. Save more this month with 20% off Thursdays. That's right, get 20% off store-wide every Thursday this month. Shop the latest in organic fruits and vegetables, the largest selection of vitamins and supplements, and a variety of natural health and beauty supplies. Be smart at Nutrition Smart. Opposite side from Publix next to ABC Liquors in Palm Beach Gardens. Nutrition Smart.
Stay tuned for your Local on the 8, brought to you by Petco. What we feed them matters.
How long does it take to grow old? And why does it seem like no one wants to do it? Isn't growing old the same thing as living longer? Living longer is something that's on the mind of every pet parent. And what we feed them matters. At Petco, pets are our sole focus. We handpick a unique selection of food to meet our high standards. Because when we feed them better, our companions thrive. Petco, what we feed them matters.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 76. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Monday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Monday night, partly cloudy with a late night shower or thunderstorm. Low 76. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We will get back to our severe coverage in the plains in just a moment, but first, our other big story, a tropical storm made landfall right here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina at about 6 o'clock this morning. That is a live look for you where it's still pretty gusty out there. You can see the flags whipping in the wind. I see a few folks that are walking out and about as well. Beach erosion, that was a problem. And by the way, North Myrtle Beach picking up nearly 6 inches of rain, 5.88 inches. South Myrtle Beach picking up over 4 inches of rain. Wilmington Wilmington, North Carolina, about 3 inches of rain. So this definitely was a prolific rainmaker. The winds were 45 miles per hour when it made landfall at about 6 o'clock this morning there in Myrtle Beach. It is no longer a depression or a storm. In fact, it's just now the remnants of what was Tropical Storm Ana. Of course, made landfall earlier this morning, and now it basically just continues to further weaken as it interacts with land. But you can see our water vapor imagery showing all that moisture that is still involved with this tropical system. So it's still pouring in some of these areas across eastern North Carolina. The winds are still up over 20 miles per hour in Washington, gusting close to 20 in Rocky Mount as well, and some pretty heavy rainfall bands as well. Here's a look at where we think Ana is going to go after this. Ana is going to continue to move toward the northeast and then eventually head back out over the open waters of the Atlantic. But really by then it falls apart and it's no longer a problem for us. But very early indeed for a tropical storm to be making landfall. Hurricane season doesn't even officially begin until June 1st. Now back to the severe weather across the middle of the country. Our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes, doing a great job keeping track of so many storms today, Greg.
Yeah, and we're back up to 3 tornado warnings, Kelly, so we thought it'd calm down a little bit, but sometimes in the evening we get a low-level jet firing up, the fast winds just above the ground, and tornado storms down here in Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Texas are the ones that are the most active right now. Earlier today, it's been up near this big spinning upper low with the upper level dynamics, as we sometimes call them, that have given a lot of tornadoes. Those storms have calmed down. Thunderstorms coming into the Des Moines area as well as across southern parts of Indiana, but it is western parts of Arkansas near Texarkana and east and southeast of the Dallas area that have the 3 tornado warnings at the moment. We'll start with this one. Pretty well-defined supercell thunderstorm here rolling across Montgomery, Scott, and Yell counties off toward the north and east, north of Mount Ida area. That one heading up toward the Bluffton area about 10:38. The Rover, Plainview areas after 11 o'clock. Well-defined rotation showing up in this one. North Greens, the reds going southbound. So be on the lookout if you're in the path of that one. Brand new tornado warning. Bowie, Hempstead, and Little River counties there in the Arkansas, basically in the Arklatex area, just to the north of Texarkana. I haven't had time to track that one out for you. And then embedded in this comma head, the Bow Echo has a bit of a comma head like the punctuation mark. Van Zant County, possible tornado there. Tremendous amounts of lightning with this storm as well as the possibility of a tornado. There is some pretty strong rotation in places there around the Edom area as well as just to the south of Canton. So tracking that out. There could be some tornadoes coming in across there in various locations. The Van, for example, the Mineola, 1037, 1054 time frames. These could come and go. There's the, I meant to take that one lightning frame out. This is the most up-to-date, 1,600 lightning strikes in the past 15 minutes there. And flooding rains on the heels of that down into McLennan and many other counties, including now heavy rains that are beginning to stall out over Waco. So additional places up into the Fort Smith area, round after round of rains have come across there with flash flooding. So Kelly, it's a night where we're not done yet with the severe thunderstorms or tornadoes, but we certainly are not done with heavy rains and floodings. And I encourage everyone to have your flashlights handy. You might need them before the night is out.
Yeah, power outages and just difficulty getting around, Greg, especially now that it's nighttime. You can't really see how deep that water is on the roads either. Thank you so much. Of course, we'll continue to update you on the severe weather threat as that continues to head toward the east tomorrow. And Dallas, we've got some big storms to the south and east of you right now, but fortunately right now we're pretty storm free as we look live through KXAS camera here. We'll be right back as our storm coverage continues right here on the Weather Channel.
Lowe's presents How to Plan for the Future.
Happy Valentine's Day. Happy birthday. Sorry I forgot our anniversary. Happy Mother's Day.
1.5 gallon hanging baskets, now just 2 for $16 at Lowe's.
I have type 2 diabetes. I started with pills, and now I take a long-acting insulin at night.
I take mine in the morning. I was trying to eat right, stay active, but I wasn't reaching my A1C goal anymore.
My doctor says diabetes changes over time. It gets harder to control blood sugar spikes after I eat and get to goal.
My doctor added Novolog at mealtime for additional control. Now I know. Novolog is a fast-acting injectable insulin, and it works together with my long-acting insulin. Proven effective. The mealtime insulin doctors prescribe most. Available in FlexPen.
Novolog is used to control high blood sugar in adults and children with diabetes. Take Novolog as directed. Eat a meal within 5 to 10 minutes after injection. Check your blood sugar levels. Do not take Novolog if your blood sugar is too low or you're allergic to any of its ingredients. Tell your doctor about all medical conditions and medicines you take. Ask your doctor about alcohol use, operating machinery, or driving. The most common side effect is low blood sugar. Symptoms may include dizziness, sweating, confusion, and headache. Severe low blood sugar can be life-threatening. Other common side effects include low potassium in your blood and injection site reactions. Get medical help right away if you experience trouble with breathing, serious allergic reactions like swelling of your face, tongue, or throat, sweating, extreme drowsiness, dizziness, or confusion.
Now I know about Novolog, taken by millions since 2001.
Ask your healthcare provider about adding Novolog. It can help provide the additional control you may need.
Unbelievable. Toenail fungus? Seriously?
Smash it with Jublia. Jublia is a prescription medicine proven to treat toenail fungus. Use Jublia as instructed by your doctor.
Look at the footwork.
Most common side effects include ingrown toenail, application site redness, itching, swelling, burning or stinging, blisters, and pain. Smash it!
Make the call and ask your doctor if Jublia is right for you.
New larger size, now available.
Summer never looks so good. Bud Light Lime. Same 100% natural lime flavor in a new bottle. Summer on.
The 306 horsepower Lexus GS. Experience the next level of performance, and there's no going back. Lease the 2015 GS 350F Sport with complimentary navigation system for these terms. See your Lexus dealer.
New Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray outperforms a leading allergy pill. Most allergy pills only control one substance. Flonase controls 6. So go ahead, inhale life. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is a large and dangerous tornado.
Real local.
We are live in Oklahoma, Arkansas.
Real accurate.
This one's going to have some precipitation with it.
Real experts.
Wow, that's the leading edge of the thunderstorm. This is basically what makes the Weather Channel
Keep the Weather Channel on.
Here at the Weather Channel. The Weather Channel is out in full force today.
Only the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 76. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Monday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Monday night, partly cloudy with a late night shower or thunderstorm. Low 76. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Monday morning, after an all-season weekend, severe storms, a tropical system, and feet of snow. What's waiting for us on Monday? We'll track it for you starting at 5 on Wake Up with Al and AMHQ at 7.
You are looking at high water rescues that took place in northern Texas today, all from several inches of rain that came down. This is in Sanger, Texas, north of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. You can see the Texas Air National Guard had to pull these two men from their truck just earlier this evening. We were watching this unfold live on the Weather Channel, and even the rescuer himself looks like he got into a bit of trouble there in that very strong current. Just amazing, and this is just one of many rescues that took place across the southern plains, and it's all part of a multi-day severe weather outbreak. Not only severe storms and dangerous flooding, but also dozens of tornadoes from Texas on up into South Dakota as well. Welcome back. You are watching special extended coverage here on the Weather Channel. I'm meteorologist Kelly Cass in the lab. Let's take a look at where we're still concerned about severe weather and also some live pictures from the scene here in Lake City, Iowa, where we had a reported tornado touchdown, damaging a high school and several other buildings. Again, this is Lake City, Iowa, where we have storm chaser Kelly Williamson on the scene. We'll talk more with him coming up in just a moment. But first, our severe weather threat is not over yet. We continue to have a tornado watch in effect for western Arkansas, southeastern Oklahoma till the midnight hour Central Time. And back here just to the south of Dallas, down towards the Waco area, that tornado watch goes until 11 o'clock local time. That means conditions are still favorable for more tornadoes to develop, and already it's been a very busy day. Our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes, staying busy on top of all these storms. Greg, and I know you've been keeping track of all the storm reports so far.
Indeed, we've had at least 25 reports of tornadoes, softball-size hail, and lots of flooding, rain, some wind as well. Even a tornado that hit Delmont, South Dakota before noon. That's a pretty unusual time. Most of these reports were with an upper low, and then quite a few reports, including a bunch of tornadoes there in Texas and some in Oklahoma. And we still have ongoing tornado warnings under some of these high-top thunderstorms. Those are the ones that have the reds and oranges in parts of Arkansas and northeast Texas, the spinning upper low. It's cooled down enough for the most part now that in the northern plains we don't have much severe weather, if any, at this point. Thunderstorms, though, coming across Des Moines. Thunderstorms coming across, weakening as they come across southern Indiana. But it is these storms here. A couple of severe thunderstorm warnings now. We've lost one tornado warning in northwest or west central Arkansas, one to the north of Texarkana with a tornado warning, and reinvigorated possible tornadoes with a storm that's lasted for all afternoon and evening that's come across from south of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Here's the storm. We've lost the tornado warning in this one. It had a pretty well-defined hook echo. Looks like it's lost a little bit of that appendage. Johnson, Logan, Yell counties now still have a severe thunderstorm warning. If it should begin to re-intensify its rotation, it would come up toward the Ola area there in that red shaded area about 11:25. That's in Arkansas. Still has some pretty decent rotation on that, so don't be surprised if we get a new tornado warning out of that one. We do have a tornado warning here to the north of Texarkana in Hempstead and Little River counties in Arkansas, down to the south and east of Ashdown. That one, pretty well-defined rotation there, heading up toward the Mineral Spring area of Arkansas about 11 o'clock. That is off to the north and west of Hope, Arkansas. And then within this leading edge of this line of thunderstorms, there's some little kinks in the line there. Tornado warning for Van Zant County and now brand new counties there. I'll slide it across, and those would be Smith and Wood counties. We've had an individual supercell thunderstorm earlier that had tornado warning in those counties. And the reason for the warning here is that the little kinks, we have reds coming forward and the greens going back. There's little kinks, little circulations in there that could give one or more tornadoes that would be coming across this area. So I've tried to time it out, not the individual ones, but the overall threat area to be coming out toward Lindale about 11:03, the Gladewater area about 11:45. The reason I've done that is some of those little individual kinks come and go, but we're getting sort of a threat in the shear along the leading edge of that line. And within the line itself, lots of lightning, over 1,600 strikes there, including around the Athens, Texas area in the past 15 minutes. Behind that, a whole train load, if you will, of storms running from now the Waco area up into Corsicana, McLennan, and many other counties, including Hillsborough, where there's been a tremendous amount of rain with flash flood warnings. Fort Smith, there's a train load of storms rolling across you. You're under flash flood warnings, and there's more storms to come. Gainesville, finally, we've lost the storms in your area, but not before you've had 6.8 inches of rain, and there was similar amounts yesterday. And some of these areas with this big cluster that still has tornado warning on the leading edge, there's been 7-9 inches of rain in some places there. So no wonder, Kelly, we still have flooding ongoing, flash flood warnings galore across this area. And that will go all night. I expect, unfortunately, we'll have to have more water rescues, and that really can be a problem in the overnight hours. Kelly?
Absolutely, Greg. Of course, a very serious situation with the flooding and, of course, the tornadoes that have touched down already this afternoon and evening. We're going to talk more with our storm chaser who got on the scene now in western Iowa, where a tornado touched down here. Take a look at what we're seeing through his camera, some of the debris out there. We've got the workers on the scene trying to clear that debris. From what we understand, though, thankfully nobody hurt here in Lake City, Iowa, as that tornado touched down at about 7:30 this evening, ripping at least part of a roof off of a high school. So again, Kelly Williamson is on the phone with me now, and thank you so much for showing us these pictures, Kelly. First of all, I know you just got on the scene just earlier this evening. What else have you learned about what happened here and what kinds of damage we're seeing?
Well, I learned that the high school that you're looking at there, that they was having a high school awards program tonight, and there was over 100 people in the school when it hit it.
And nobody was hurt, right?
Nobody was hurt.
Thank goodness. That is amazing. And I know you talked earlier about the lead time, the warning that was issued, that those sirens were going off, and that those folks did have some time to seek shelter as that tornado was coming through.
Yes, they said they had 10-minute lead time on the sirens and that, so everybody had plenty of time to take shelter.
That is excellent news, and that's why we're hearing of no injuries, thank goodness, Kelly, on this Mother's Day. But as we're zoomed in now on some of the debris, some of the damage that you're looking at, is that the high school that we're seeing right there on the right side of your shot?
Yeah, that's the high school right there, and looked like a lot of the windows are gone out of it, and trying to get the streets cleared, and so they can get their power back on. The whole city's out of power.
The whole city's out of power. Wow. And what we're looking at as far as the roof, is the whole roof off the building or just part of it? What would you say?
Well, I imagine it's the whole roof, because what you're seeing in my stream is they said wasn't all of it, that on the other side of the school there's more roof over there. So it was kind of swirling around. And it didn't all just come in this direction. It's in houses, and that's the other side of the school, too.
Wow, that had to be so frightening for the kids there at an awards ceremony to have to seek shelter as a tornado was coming through. Now we're looking at some other debris on the roads out there, some insulation that's been thrown around. Looks like the officials, the firemen, are out there trying to clear that debris. Is that the main thing that they're working on right now? No search and rescue, right?
No, I think the search and rescue's over with. I think everybody was accounted for, and they're just trying to get everything out where they can get the service trucks in here to get the power in that restored.
Yeah, because was it hard for you to come in? I know you came in on the scene after the tornado had struck. You came in from, I believe, the south side of town. How hard was it for you to get in there?
It wasn't hard to get in here. When you got to the debris path, there was no doubt. You can go 50 yards to the east or west, and there's no damage.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Kelly. I'm glad you got there safely and you were able to kind of share the story about what took place here in Lake City, Iowa. We thank you for your time and for your live stream right there. Obviously, the National Weather Service will head out there and survey the damage to determine exactly what type of tornado it was and how long it was on the ground. By the way, the Red Cross has set up an emergency shelter at Stewart Memorial Hospital for anybody whose home was heavily damaged and they need to seek shelter. Again, that's Stewart Memorial Hospital. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We are still tracking more severe weather at this hour as well. We're back from the lab when we come back.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 76. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Monday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Monday night, partly cloudy with a late night shower or thunderstorm. Low 76. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Now at Boston Market, new slow braised pulled pork. So tender, it falls apart. Topped with zesty barbecue or garlic citrus sauce. A bold new taste from the slow roasting experts at Boston Market.
6 smoky hours, 1 tasty dish. Slow braised pulled pork, now at Boston Market.
Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Stain. The seal you can trust, with stain and sealer in one, and easy to choose colors. Exceptional beauty and protection have never been easier. Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Stain. Available at the Home Depot.
It's a beautiful day to use Thompson's Water Seal.
cracks and splinters with the ultimate do-over for wood and concrete. Don't replace, resurface. Behr Premium Deckover, exclusively at the Home Depot.
Are you sending your kids to school with an allergy medicine that may make them drowsy? Only Children's Claritin provides non-drowsy 24-hour allergy relief.
And it's the #1 pediatrician-recommended non-drowsy brand.
In class and out, your kids can live Claritin Clear.
Think the tree we carved our names in is still here?
That's probably dead.
How much fun is this?
What?
What a beautiful sunset.
If you like sunsets.
Whether you're sweet or salty, you'll love Nature Valley Sweet and Salty Bars.
Thank you for being a sailor and my daddy. Thank you, Mom, for protecting my future.
Thank you for being my hero and my dad.
Military families are thankful for many things. The legacy of USAA Auto Insurance could be one of them. Our world-class service earned USAA the top spot in a study of the most recommended large companies in America. If you're current or former military or their family, see if you're eligible to get an auto insurance quote.
There are no medals won for earning a living. It's just what you do for family. But it's hard to build a future if you can't see past today. That's why Walmart is investing in the most important part of our company, our people. Because a raise in pay raises us all.
So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. Ach, verdammt! I said it 3 times and it's still not true.
Performance is now an American thing. Introducing the all-new Chrysler 200. America's import. Find it at Chrysler.com.
Deep in the dark, untouched recesses of your engine is power you never knew it could produce. And vapor can set it free. New Stable 360 Performance unleashes that exclusive vapor technology that rises above the fuel line to protect your engine where other additives can't. To help keep your engine running cleaner, leaner, smoother, and stronger than ever. The next level of performance is in the vapor. Stable 360 Performance.
All we need to sell Strongbow Hard Cider is ice. And an award for best tasting hard cider.
Have you got the shot yet?
Remember that thing about keeping your face behind the award? Strongbow.
Welcome back. You're watching Storm Central here at the Weather Channel. We have been very busy these past few days, and look at this damage from a tornado that struck the small town of Delmont in South Dakota, where about 9 people were reported injured. These are pictures of some of the damage from that tornado. About 20 buildings were damaged, including a church. You can see homes in the area suffering some damage as well. Certainly a lot of cleanup going on, and even in the western part of South Dakota, we've been dealing with wintry weather, some snow. It has been a weekend of wicked weather across the United States. The East Coast braced for Ana to make landfall, our first tropical storm of the season. In the West, near blizzard conditions led to slick and dangerous roads. And as Carrie Sanders shows us, in the plains, the threat of severe storms still have a lot of residents concerned.
Tornado Alley is on edge yet again today. Huge. On Saturday, for the 4th day running, the region lived up to its nickname, with more than 40 reports of twisters forming in Oklahoma, Kansas, Colorado, Nebraska, and Texas, including this massive one in tiny Cisco, 130 miles west of Dallas. Wow! At least 1 person was killed and 3 injured when the violent wind struck. Storm chasers in Cheyenne County, Colorado, recorded tornado.
Right now, a very pronounced funnel cloud.
After tornado. And southeast of Denver, this incredible image of both power and beauty. Since Wednesday, tens of millions of residents in the plains have kept an eye to the sky as the violent weather has brought not only tornadoes, but also punishing hail the size of oranges. In some spots, it looked like the aftermath of a snowstorm. And where it rained, Flash floods followed, in some cases completely washing out roads.
Here in Oklahoma City, the concern is not only tornadoes, but the possibility of more heavy rains, resulting in the sort of flash floods that we've already seen come through here. You can see some of the destruction from those flash floods that have come through here. Now, interestingly, because of the way the earth is here, let me just sort of reach down and pick up some of it. This is that sort of red clay. Well, it's really hard for the water to be absorbed in this when the rain comes through, but it does wash off a lot of the earth right into the river, which you can see there is red. So a lot of concern. And one warning, if you're out in your car and you see just a little ponding of water, don't drive through it. 6 inches can wash your car away. Kerry Sanders, NBC News for the Weather Channel in Oklahoma City. Now back to you.
Kerry, thanks so much. Of course, this has been a triple threat because we've had a tropical storm, we've had the severe weather, but also the snowy weather as well. In fact, very cold air coming in behind this system, and that brought in blizzard conditions to some folks here in Wyoming and the western parts of South Dakota as well. Here's a look at the current conditions right now. We've got basically all rain across the eastern parts of North and South Dakota. Then you head over toward the western part of the state. The snow is coming down in Rapid City. How about over 13.5 inches of snow, making it the second heaviest May snowfall on record. And that snow has been blowing sideways at times with some very gusty winds between Spearfish and Rapid City right there along Interstate 90. Pretty tough go out there with the reduced visibility. Here's a look at our forecast for Rapid City. We still have the snow for the next hour or two before it tapers off. Then we're looking at clouds and wind and those temperatures staying below freezing as we go into early tomorrow morning. So the snow not melting quite yet, but we know how quickly things can change in the plains, right? Here's a look at our forecast. We still have the snow on the map showing up in the blue. The green is all rain. But notice what happens as we get some of that colder air involved and moving toward the east. We've got places changing over to snow, even in the middle parts of North and South Dakota around Bismarck and even International Falls. We could see a little bit of snow mixing in with that rain. And when it's raining, it's going to be a chilly rain as well. Here is the forecast for International Falls. As a matter of fact, we've got the rain initially through about lunchtime, 4 o'clock tomorrow as the kids are getting done with school. But by the evening, you look out the window, you might actually see some snow coming down and temperatures falling through the low 30s. Look at that by early morning. And then by 12 o'clock, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies and temperatures only rising to about 43 for a high. All right, stay right there. We are still covering what happened today with the severe weather across western Iowa. A tornado touching down, doing a lot of damage to a high school and lots of homes in the area as well. We'll take you back to Lake City. Stay with us.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you may find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
It's a profound statement.
But you're not even covered for this.
It's a profound statement.
Or how you may be covered for this, but not for something like this. Talk to farmers and see what gaps could be hiding in your coverage.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
In a matter of seconds, your life can change.
We had kids still in school.
And it just hit us.
This was it. The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things were just going everywhere. It was a nightmare. And then it was silent.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 76. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Monday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Monday night, partly cloudy with a late night shower or thunderstorm. Low 76. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The first hybrid in America. A Honda. The first to meet the Clean Air Act standards. A Honda. And now we're the first to do something else. The Honda Dream Garage Sales Event! Right now you can get an amazing deal on a Honda Accord, named a 2015 IIHS Top Safety Pick.
Hurry, the Honda Dream Garage Sales Event ends soon. Get a great deal on an Accord today at your Honda dealer.
We travel to connect those places separated by distance. Sometimes we measure this distance in miles, other times by the markers of our history. And then there are those journeys we take to connect the greatest distance of all, the expanse between two souls, held together by the hands of time. Find something more in Illinois.
If you've been wishing for something amazing, Cricket Wireless has got it. The new Samsung Galaxy S6 for $0 down with a loan agreement. What more could you wish for? Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
Advanced design makes it easy to protect your dog or cat from fleas and ticks. Discover Seresto. With the performance you expect from topicals in a non-greasy collar, Seresto provides protection against fleas and ticks for 8 months. Seresto.
Xfinity sales professionals are always on the go, meeting new people every day. They're helping families get the latest Xfinity products and services. And they're making customers happy. Jumpstart your career with the best sales training in the industry. Great benefits like discounts on your own Xfinity services and the potential for high earnings. Have what it takes? Apply today and see what doors open for you.
It can be hotter than Death Valley in your attic. But that's still not hot enough to sweat out bugs. Take these boxes. They're not only perfect for storing old yearbooks and pictures.
You find something?
They're also a perfect food source and nesting material for roaches. That's why I identify their favorite snacks, like old books, clothing, wood. Then I seal entryways and use the latest scientific methods. Orkin, with pest control down to a science.
Fat Guys in the Woods, new season June 7th on the Weather Channel.
Hey everybody, we have seen more than a half a foot of rain in just the last 12 hours today in parts of northern Texas. North of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we had several high water rescues taking place. So the ground has been saturated, creeks coming up out of their banks, way too much rain, and that's along with the severe weather, the strong winds, and even the tornado warnings that we've had today as well. But flooding is a serious threat still as we continue to have flash flood watches in effect for much of Arkansas, southwestern Missouri, eastern Oklahoma, right on down into northern Texas as well, including the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Now we're showing you the active radar and all those circled counties indicating where we've got those active warnings as well. The green circled areas, those are active flash flood warnings. You can see why. Look at all the rain we've received in about 12 hours time. As I mentioned, over a half a foot of rain north of Dallas, south of Dallas as well, and we're not done yet. You'll see the additional rainfall has us way up there in the 3 to 5 inch range across deep South Texas. And Greg, unfortunately, it looks like this rain is going to continue through the overnight hours, and that's only going to exacerbate the flooding as we go through the next several hours.
Absolutely. And we continue to have still 2 tornado warnings, even at this hour of the evening. Fortunately, the severe weather that's been up near the spinning upper low there in the Dakotas has weakened, but look at the high top thunderstorms. All of these big orange and red top thunderstorms are still going strong in northeast parts of Texas and over into parts of Arkansas, and some of those have tornado warnings on them, including this one north of Texarkana and this one that's off to the west of Shreveport and well now to the east of the Dallas area. But a whole train of storms there in several of these areas, giving flash flood problems. As Kelly says, they're going to continue overnight. Here's the storm that is well to the north of Texarkana, Howard, Little River, Sevier counties in Arkansas. supercell thunderstorm that has a tornado warning on that. It is moving up toward the Blue Bayou, the Mineral Springs area. Mineral Springs, probably about 11:06. This is still Doppler indicated, but certainly has some pretty strong rotation on that. This is a little bit of a different animal. This is a line of thunderstorms with a shifting winds along the leading edge of that. It's had a long history, mostly flooding rain earlier today. It would produce some tornadoes, but Smith and Wood counties, because of the circulations, the shifting winds on the leading edge of that line, you have a tornado warning. And tracking this out, that could come up toward the Newsom area, the Oak Grove area. Newsom, about 11:39. We're talking areas north and west of Longview, Texas here. We're getting into an area in between radars, but you can see here how the reds and greens change color. So there are some little kinks in that leading edge there that gives some circulations where this part sags, surges forward, this part sags behind. So sometimes you get little non-supercell tornadoes like this one around the Mineola area that can form when the line kinks like that. Right now, more than 1,000 lightning strikes in the past 15 minutes in this cluster of storms from Athens up to north of Tyler, Texas, the Mineola area. So if not a tornado, certainly lightning is a huge problem. And beyond that, severe thunderstorm warnings continue along these lines down into Henderson, Van Zandt counties, and then down into the Corsicana area. That's part of Navarro County. And then the storms continue beyond that. So flooding is still training thunderstorms from Hillsborough to Ennis as well. So a big problem with those continuing. Severe thunderstorms too up in parts of Arkansas, Pope and Van Buren counties still at this time of the night. Then this storm earlier had been tornado warned to Yell County, and still another severe thunderstorm warning not too far away from Mena, the Montgomery, Polk, and Scott counties. So even tomorrow, not as vigorous as today, but the cold front will push east. So maybe from Detroit to Pittsburgh and over maybe in the morning hours near Chicago and then down into the east parts of Texas. Even tomorrow, Kelly, with a severe thunderstorm threat, could be a tornado threat in a couple of these areas, the Great Lakes states, Ohio Valley area, and again, maybe a little bit of southeast Texas. So southeast Texas again will be getting some heavy rain, although this time I think farther south than where they've got it the past several days.
All right, Greg, thank you so much. It's been awful traveling this weekend, that's for sure. Lots of airport delays. Houston, I saw they just recently had a delay as well, and it looks like that continues into the day tomorrow as everybody's trying to get back to work and school. One place that we're not sure is going to have school tomorrow is Lake City in Iowa, where we had a reported tornado touchdown earlier this evening at about 7:30 Central Time. We've got a storm chaser on the ground out there. He's been providing this live stream for us to show us all the damage that happened there, including a roof off of a high school there. So again, talk about a disruption to life here in Lake City, Iowa. This is in the western part of the state. Lots of damage out there, lots of power outages as well. Really tough getting around with all that debris on the roads, but the fire officials are out there trying to clear that debris away, and they have opened up a shelter, by the way, too, at Stewart Memorial Hospital. Well, thank you so much for watching our special extended coverage of this weekend's triple threat. That's it for us tonight, but we will be back tomorrow morning. Wake Up With Al starting at 5 a.m. Eastern. We've got another radar hit for you coming up in just a moment.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 76. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Monday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Monday night, partly cloudy with a late night shower or thunderstorm. Low 76. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We are still tracking some dangerous storms out there tonight across Arkansas, parts of Oklahoma, and down into Texas as well. You can see all the heavy rain on the radar right here. Flash flood threat is still very real as well. Numerous flash flood warnings continue at this hour, but we're zooming in on a tornado warning that is still in effect here as well. So you need to be seeking shelter across these areas. Tornado warning means Doppler radar indicating some rotation, and you can see all that heavy rain that's pushing into an area that's already had too much today, so flooding is still a concern. As As we head into the day tomorrow, we've got the red on the map from the eastern Great Lakes all the way down toward the Gulf Coast, including deep South Texas. We could see several inches of more rain developing in some of these areas. Tornado condition index not as high as we've seen the past couple of days, about a 3 for the northern areas down here in southeast Texas as well. That basically means a 30% chance of seeing tornadoes within 50 miles of these areas. Stay right there. We'll continue to bring you updates right here on the Weather Channel and at weather.com.
I think we got company.
Tonight on Prospectors.
You don't just peer at me through binoculars like a coward.
Amanda and Travis have unwanted visitors.
How's it feel not being able to find your own stones? You have to wait for me to find a pocket so you can take my stones.
They're protective of this pocket for a good reason.
Oh, wow. That color.
Over at the Bussey camp, boulders beat up Brian.
I think I popped one of my shoulder bones out.
And if this ends his season, he'll be really devastated.
But he's determined to bounce back.
Whether it's weather or injuries, you still got to show up to work. How's that for an anniversary stone? Happy anniversary.
While Rich fights the rain, he finds Bigfoot.
Bigfoot crystal.
And world-class topaz.
Whoa, look at that.
While at the Doris camp.
We lost a tooth on the excavator. This rock ripped it off. Good Lord.
Everything is breaking apart.
3, 2,
1.
They're Rocky Mountain treasure hunters.
It's Jimmy.
Looking to strike it rich.
Yes!
But the quest for gems comes at a cost. Weather, rock slides, and greed make this a deadly gamble.
Take cover!
They are the extreme seekers known as prospectors.
I think you're looking up more in the $250,000 range.
Holy cow!
As a miner, it's impossible to plan out the year when you have no idea how much money you're going to make. Determining exactly where the gem pockets lie in a landscape as vast as the Colorado Rockies seems impossible enough.
Wow, that weather's rolling in.
But there are several other obstacles they must constantly battle.
Whew, I hate this. Look at the angle of this place. It's awful.
High up on Mount Antero, Amanda and Travis are heading back to continue. Last week, they had to leave the site because of a major storm.
You see those couple stones come down?
Yes, I did. We need to get the heck out of here.
The weather hasn't gotten much better, but they can't wait any longer. There's too much at stake.
I don't like this weather right now for this early in the morning to have thunderheads that size boiling up. 8 o'clock in the morning. This isn't fun.
No bueno.
On the other side of Mount Antero, the sun is out for the Bussey family, who are hot on the trail for aquamarine.
This is a great pocket area. It's all pocket material. It's a nice clay. That's where the smokies and aquas and the specimen pieces that we're looking for.
Before they can dig any further, Brian must assess the situation. The claim is incredibly steep, making it a very dangerous area.
This is a tremendous zone, but this is getting very unstable.
I agree. Can't be sticking our head down that hole with those two looming above us.
Unfortunately, finding Colorado aquamarine usually means moving a lot of giant boulders.
These rocks weigh half as much as a car. It's a death trap. This could be one of the biggest areas and pocketing areas that we've found. If these rocks don't move, we're never going to see it. We have got to get them out of our way so they don't end up hurting somebody. Yolanda, I want you to watch the sand. This bank starts to crack. I need to know about it.
Brian is hoping that once loose, the boulders will roll down the hill under their own weight, steering clear of the pegmatite beneath that Brian's been following.
It's creaking. Brace yourself so you don't fall.
It's a very risky situation. One wrong move can trigger a massive avalanche, burying Brian and anyone else in the way.
You're moving rocks that are 3 to 10 times your body weight. It's all about physics. You've got to use technique. Put your bar under that side. And the right leverage to get it accomplished. Come on, babies.
Oh no, it went in the hole.
The 2,000-pound boulders have embedded themselves into the loose dirt, which makes them even more difficult to move. creating a roadblock between himself and a potential find.
This is not what we wanted to happen.
Down in Lake George, the Doris family is finally back at their famed Smoky Hawk claim. It has produced some monster finds, such as last year's confetti pocket.
Look at that sucker. There you go. That is fluorite. That is a killer.
That's also where they discovered the biggest Amazonite smoky quartz pocket in existence, the Icon.
Look at that thing.
After a really rough mining season, they're relying on it to get into the black.
Right now, where we're at in the season, I have a little less than 3 weeks to produce a really good pocket. So I'm feeling a little stressed out. You can only go for so long without finding something before you got to hang it up. I haven't seen any marking tape.